All right, guys, I'm shaking. Sorry. My mom left me a gift at work. I had to run to the bank. And when I came back, there was this gift wrapped on my desk in the back of the restaurant. It was wrapped in pink paper and had this beautiful little pink bow on it, little ribbon. And there's a card on it from my mommy. It's a letter, and she talks about how how much she loves me, and that when I was born 2 months premature, and only weighed 4 pounds, and that I was a surprise, and I was born only. I'm a year and 8 days younger than my oldest sister, so I was quite the surprise. But that I was so tiny, she thought she would break me, and she just writes about all these little memories that she has of me as a little baby. And the gift that she gave me, I'm so emotional, was the cookbook that I learned how to cook in when I was little. When I was 11 years old, my parents owned a body shop, and they both worked really hard. My mom always had to get up and go to work every day, and so she didn't get to be the typical mom where she was home and made dinner every night. She tried, and she did it a lot, but not every night. And so I was naive, and I just picked up this cookbook one day, and at 11 years old, and I thought, well, here's the instructions, let's cook. And so I actually started making the grocery list and giving it to my mom, and she would go to the grocery store and get all the stuff that I needed, and I would cook. And this thing is full of recipes that I cooked, of recipes that she's written, some for my grandmother, everything. It's interesting because how I learned to love cooking was that my family didn't spend a lot of time together, and I figured out that if I went in the kitchen and threw something together out of this book, and I didn't understand that you had to have talent and skill to put things together, I thought, well, here's the instructions, anybody can follow the instructions. And so I would just cook things, and the very first thing I ever cooked was chicken Kiev, which I would barely try to make that now. I made homemade crepe Suzette, and just anything that I could find out of this old cookbook. And I found that when I would put something together and put it on the dinner table, that everybody would come in and sit down and eat dinner together and talk about how good the food was. And I'm sure half the time it wasn't very good, but you don't tell an 11 or 12-year-old that their food is bad. So fortunately, they helped me think that I was a really good cook even back then. But it's just a really emotional thing. So, Mom, when you see this, thanks for making me cry at work. And I love you. So I have a funny story. I was just thinking about this and telling a friend of mine about this story. This one time I got humbled. So I was on the board of directors for a writers group because I used to be a literary agent a long time ago. Long story. A wannabe literary agent. Anyway, so I was on the board of directors for the Georgia Author of the Year Awards, the Gaia Awards, and it was going to be held at a college down in Macon, Mercer University. And long story short, I was chosen to go on TV and kind of do some PR for the awards show. I was like 24, 25 years old. I was extremely shy. I was very nervous, and I didn't think it went too well. Anyway, so the woman from Mercer University reached out to the president of the board of directors and was talking about my performance and that, oh my gosh, she did so good and whatever. And so the president of the board of directors reached out to me, and she was like, hi, I just got off the phone with the lady from Mercer University. She wanted to tell you, oh my gosh, you did such an amazing job, and you were so erudite. You did a great job. I was like, oh, thank you so much. So I get off the phone. I'm like, what the heck does erudite mean? For 2 days. And keep in mind, this was like pre-Google for the most part. And I have a dictionary out. I'm calling the smartest people in my life, and I'm like, what the heck does erudite mean? I can't even spell it to look it up. And I'm a pretty intelligent person. I finally figured out what it meant. It means that you're smart. I couldn't even spell it to look it up. I felt really stupid. Anyway, I just always thought that was funny. So I got a puppy. She's so tiny. Her name is Prada. She is a miniature schnauzer. You can't see her because it's dark, but she's so cute. Here, let's get in light. Look. Say hi. Say hi, Prada. She's got a little bow on her collar. She's so cute. She's 6 weeks old. And Tiffany named her. We were trying to think of a name and she came up with Prada. She's so cute. I love her already. Say hi. I didn't work all day. I'm a mess. Say hi. Tell everyone hello. There it is. There's your cute face.